Hey Rosebuds, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rose and today I am back with more horse content. Today we are going to be showing a bunch of custom content, genetic stuff, clothing, accessories, all of that good stuff. I actually want to start off today with showing off this default skin for foals. My last video was a defaults and overrides video and this was not out yet. So somebody converted the default skin to work with foals. Now your foals can look realistic as well. So the first category we have today is genetics. First thing I want to show you is a couple of different things to make other animals with your horses. So the first ones are called the side ears. And they are actually not in the ear category, they're in the accessories category. But yeah, it basically just covers up their actual ears. The next ones are actually donkey ears. They're just a little bit longer than the regular horse ears because donkeys have a little bit bigger ears. And also these are good for zebras as well. The next ones, I'm not entirely sure how to say this. It's like okapi ears. So this is these. And of course, these things are, if you don't plan on using your horses to make like other animals, you don't obviously need these. Oh, also, this is not just an ears thing. It also changes like the shape of the head to look more like that animal. So as you can see, like his face changed too. Spirit, stop moving. Okay, now you can see it. Moving up to the head, we have a couple of different unicorn horns. The first one is called the More Elegant Unicorn Horn. And it's super like sharp and long and just glowy and beautiful. This is the in-game one. And this one is just more crystal looking, if that makes sense. And there's a bunch of swatches. Of course, the horses move like crazy, but there are tons of different swatches. But the first couple are so pretty because they just glow. They just have this beautiful glow to them. All right, so the next horn is just an extra swatch on the original horn in game. So you will have just this swatch right here, and you can see that there's a little CC icon on this swatch. But this one is, again, the name of it I will have on the screen. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. But it's a very beautiful like ombre from red to kind of a charcoal color to the white. It's beautiful. So we've got an asymmetrical hoof colors, and basically it just gives you some asymmetrical coloring so that they're not all the same. You can have one side be light, one side be dark, and then the opposite, and then you know, back and forth, and just there's tons of good swatches to have them be a little bit more unique. These next hoof recolors are definitely for your colorful unicorn sparkly little horsies. They are gradient hooves. These ones have tons of pastel bright beautiful colors, and I really love these ones. These next hoof like recolors are again on an in-game item, and they're just an extra couple swatches. They're called the cloven hooves. These are definitely for when you're making animals that are not horses, if you will. So they just are a swatch that makes the hoof looks more like camels and different things. They have like the split toe, if that makes sense. So there's two different swatches, and it just kind of makes them look like they have more of a split hoof instead of a solid hoof. Moving right along, we're going to be moving into the feathering. Okay, so the way that the creator did it, because they wanted to have a lot of different options of colors and stuff, because obviously your horses are going to be many different colors. So there's actually 4 different files, because there are like 900 and something colors or whatever on each type. There's a shorter one and there's a longer one, and there's 2 files for each of them that has all the colors. I am gonna go through and show just kind of a couple, because you can see that they're all asymmetrical and different placements, just like the hooves were. So you have so many options for different colors of your horse, and these will be so useful. The next feathering that I'm going to be showing, it's called the subtle feathering. So as you can see, just at the back of the leg right here, there is just a little bit of fluff. It's not covering the whole foot, you know, it's just a slight little bit, because some horses don't have all of that, you know, but they do have a little bit of extra thickness in their fur around their feet. So I really love that. Next up, we have some hairs and like recolors and things of that nature for the manes and the forelock and the tails. This first one is a horse rance mane and tail retexture. So the creator basically took all of the accessories that come in the hair already, because like you see certain hairs have these little hair ties, and they are different colors based on the hair color itself, and they're just kind of random colors. Like that one's blue, That one's orange. That one's red. And they didn't like that. Again, you kind of just can't change the color of that. But they retextured basically all of the hairs that have accessories in them to all be white. All of the accessories are now white on their stuff. So any color of mane or tail that you put, the accessory on them will be white. Also, they have updated the file to also include a black swatch, so you can have white or black. That's also for the forelock. So there's the white and there's the black. Here is the wrapped tail with the white and the black as well. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is a recolor of all of the in-game manes and forelocks and I think tails. I think it's every single thing. Yes. So all of the hair has a recolor. So now they have 2 swatches on them that makes them white, like solid white, like not the off-white that comes in game. Like this is the off-white. They have a white swatch and then they have a black and white swatch. It's called the Oreo swatch for all of the hair. It's just really beautiful. The next thing I'm showing you is called the Flickers Manes. It's a recolor of this forelock, this tail, and this mane that just puts some black on the end of it and kind of, I don't know, you can see what it does. This looks like something like a wild horse would have, and I really love that. The next item I'm going to be showing you is called the Short Mane Edit. The in-game short mane is this. It looks kind of like it was just cut a little shorter, but it's not really short. But this is the edit of that. It is actually really, truly short, and that makes me think I need to fix her paint because her mane was covering it before. But just ignore that. Just ignore that, okay? The next few items I'm going to show you are a bunch of edits of, again, the in-game manes to make them longer because, you know, the long ones were long and they were pretty, but we need longer ones for all of those wild horses, okay? So the first one is the longer mane and forelock version 1. This is the first version of the longer mane and forelock. As you can see, the difference and the forelock. Beautiful, love it, stunning, amazing. They also have a version 2 and 3 that's just a little longer and a little longer. So this is the second version and the third version, I believe. And then there's a second and third version of that. I love the forelock, this long forelock. If I had this when I made Spirit, he would definitely have this. Okay, moving on. We have another longer mane, and this one is the straight mane. And they have a version of the forelock as well, which is this, because this is the original. This is the edit. They also made some edits for foals because the foals only have one length for their hair. So they also made the straight mane for foals longer and the wavy one for foals longer, as well as the forelocks. Cute, so cute. And the tails as well, so you can have a longer tail on your foals. And the same as the adult horses, Flickers made a manes like recolor for the foals. So on the in-game item, there's just an extra swatch that adds, I don't know what you'd call that. Like it's just a little bit of feathering of other color in the mane instead of just being just the solid color. And it gives it some texture. So I really love that. And I think it's on the tail as well. So let me find that. Yes. They did it on the tail as well, so it's super cute. Back to Spirit we go, and the next thing is another new mane. It's an edit of the short mane, I believe, to be kind of rounded, and I'm not gonna say the name of it again because I'm not trying to butcher it, but it will be on the screen. This is gorgeous. I love this. Okay, guys, so I accidentally showed you the wrong tail a little bit ago when I was showing you these 2 longer tails. This tail is a completely different thing. I meant to show you this wavy tail that I somehow accidentally had not inserted into my game, so I added the file. So the 3 wavies and then the 3 straight versions are from before. This is just called the longer tail for foals. It is literally just a little bit longer version of what comes in game, and this one I feel like is much more realistically longer, whereas these ones are definitely a little too long for foals. But if that is your vibe, go all out. If you don't want as long of a tail but you still want it to be a little bit longer, then we have this one right here. Now I've got a few tails to show you that are very similar. I have 2 short tail edits. So the first one is by Object, and it's kind of a poofier, wavy version. It's like the short version of this. So if your, adult horse has a shorter tail for whatever breed it might be, there's this edit. And then the next one is this tail. Kind of reminds me of the foals short tails. The last tail I have to show you is the deer tail. Again, if you want to make something with the horses that's not just a horse, if you want to make a deer, here's a deer tail. It is super cute, honestly. I don't even know. It's so cute. Next, we're moving on to clothing. I have a lot of different halters and bridles to show you. The first one is it's just called halters with 18 swatches. It is some bright, pretty halters that they're very accurate. They're kind of loose, but honestly, just for a daily halter, that's not a bad thing necessarily. So they've got tons of colors, nice gold pop against the colors. They're very bright and bold. Ooh, I love that one. That one's very pretty. And then they have some silver as well. The next thing is called the Simple Snaffle Bridle. And this is a very gorgeous, very accurate bridle. I love it. There's actually a bit in the mouth. It's gorgeous. I love it. I grew up with horses, so seeing them not even include an actual bridle with a bit in the mouth or even just a rendition of it, they just made halters, was kind of upsetting for me. I don't know why they did that, but this is very gorgeous. I love it. The next one is in a little set. It's called the dressage set. So this one is also very great because it has the longer type of bit style. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the other stuff that comes with this just because I don't want to forget them. But there's a bunch of different swatches, very pretty and simple. I love the lavender. Okay, girl, stop shaking your booty. And then the dressage saddle is this one, and it matches beautifully, but there's a couple different swatches. It's very beautiful. The next halter is called the Earthly Woven Halter, and it's just a recolor of the in-game halter. Is a woven texture, and it's got some really earthy tones. Very beautiful. By the way, I'm just gonna mention real quick, I'm trying to be quick going through these because I have so much to show you. I don't want this video to be crazy long, so I will have everything linked. Everything will be on the screen. You will know exactly what it is. You can pause and come back to it. I will have chapters. Everything will be laid out really nice and easy for you. Moving on to the saddle pads or the blankets. This is the Western Saddle Pad Set. So the Western Saddle Pad Set adds some swatches to EA's original blanket. We have 4 swatches. This one, let me turn her a little bit. This one, I've got a couple different recolors, so I'm trying to make sure I have the right one. This one, this one, this one, and this one. There's 4 swatches added on with this saddle pad, and they're just like really nice Western style. I mean, the ones in game are beautiful. They're gorgeous, absolutely. This just adds a little bit more like Western, old-timey type of saddle pad. The next one, again, is recolors of in-game items. So it is on the in-game item itself, and there will be extra swatches at the bottom. So we have these really brightly sporty colored recolors. They call it the Sporty Solids English Saddle Pad. This is a gorgeous purple. Oh my lord. The next 2 items, they come together. They're just different versions of the same thing. One has sheepskin, one does not, but it's called the Saddle Pad with sheepskin. So there's this one that has the extra floof on it. And then there's this version that does not have the sheepskin. So if you want just like a little bit more like simple plain version, and they have beautiful swatches as well. This next thing comes with a couple different things. So it's a dressage saddle. There's one with the longer stirrups, and then there is the saddle pad overlay, which I'll show you what that means. So the saddle comes with the blanket already on it, but if you go into the blankets, there is a saddle pad like overlay to change the color of the saddle pad and add that kind of extra fluff underneath it, because the one that comes with the saddle is just like a basic color because it's recoloring the saddle itself. So you have a bunch of different colors, and it is a little bit more alpha. It leans heavy on the alpha side. And then they have another one that's a little bit farther up and has longer stirrups. This one doesn't even have stirrups. So there's a few different versions. Back to this blanket, like I said, I had some other recolors as well. I had those Western ones, and then I have some solid Western blanket recolors by a different creator, and they added just a bunch of simple, bright colored pads that have no pattern or anything on them. So they've got a bunch of colors, super beautiful. So if you just want something very simple that is for the Western saddle that doesn't have a bunch of design all over it, this is the recolor for you. The next thing I'm going to show you, I'm really excited that somebody did this because I was kind of, you know, growing up with horses, they have different size of saddles and things for different ages of kids. So this creator edited the EA saddle and the saddle pad to make it smaller. So this is the original, and then they made a small version for kids. So this is the kids saddle and pads, and it comes with the English saddle that's edited to be smaller for kids and the English saddle pad. And then the same creator also made a Western saddle edit. So here is the Western saddle for kids. Here's the adult. Here's the kids version. Moving on, we are moving down to accessories. First thing is the fly mask, which, okay, if you ever have owned horses, you know, when it's summertime and the horses are out in the pasture and the bugs are just bugging around everywhere and they like to land on their eyes. So this creator made a fly mask. It is in the halter or bridles category, but it's kind of a plasticky looking one. There are some colors. There's some pretty little colors to go with it. The next item is an edit of the EA horse crown. Like, they just added a bunch more colors to it. You know, we got a couple, but look at all these beautiful colors. I'm sorry, the purple is my favorite, but purple's my favorite color, as you probably can tell from my channel. So the next accessory is all of the different antlers, again, to make any different kind of animal that you might want to make. And look at these. That is a moose antler. They're in the horn category as well. And when you have them on in the horn category, they sparkle like the unicorn horn. The next accessories I'm going to show you are called halter accessories. There is fluff, a nameplate, and lead rope. So this halter is the one it will work with. It will not work with any of the EA ones because the nameplate is specifically placed on the side of the halter, and I'll show you what I mean. So there's a nameplate that you can put on here. So if you want your horses to have like a little nameplate on their halter. There is a lead rope, which I love this. It goes right around. And then there is a nose fluff and like behind the ears. This next item is called slightly better leg wraps. So the in-game ones go all the way down to the top of the hoof, you know, and they've got some fun colors. So they just did some like just simple little colors for the leg wrap and just try to make it slightly better is what they said. The next item I'm going to be showing you, it is the no saddle item. So on your riding outfit, you cannot remove the saddle. You can't remove it. So they made a no saddle item. So if you want to ride with just a blanket or with no blanket, just the bridle and the reins, you can do that. And then obviously this pairs really well with the no stirrups mod so that you don't have like a floating stirrup. The next thing I'm going to be showing you is a bunch of different brushes, stamps, and stencils that people have made. And I didn't even know that you could make like custom stencils in the game. I don't paint animals very often in The Sims 4, but when I seen some of these, I was like, okay, I kind of need it. Okay, I need it. So this first set is called the Speckle Brush set. It's got 7 different brushes and stamps. It's these little white ones right here. You see how the in-game ones kind of have like a blue background? It's just like a little speckly boy. Now the next one is some little spots. Oh, they're so cute. Look at that. Love it. The next one is some kind of, I don't even know what you call this. Like, looks like stretch marks, honestly. Maybe like some scars. And then we've got this one, which is really pretty. It's a bunch of little dots, like little speckly things. The next one is this speckly boy. It's similar to the other one, but oh, it's so pretty. And then we've got this one, like even tinier little speckles. They're all so good. And then this is the last speckle effect, and I like this one a lot. This next one, it's a stencil for your horses to literally give them that shine, that gleam that their coat gets when they're really brushed really well. Honestly, I haven't found the best settings for it yet. I'm assuming to just do like a nice like off-white and then lower the opacity and paint it on, you know, in the spot that they go to give them that shine. So let me get it all over and then let's like see it. Yeah. And it kind of just gives them a little shimmer. I mean, I gotta play with it a little bit. I'm not doing the greatest job, but you get the idea. It just gives them this like shine to their coat. This next one is called the Champagne Delight Shine Stencil. It is beautiful. I actually grabbed this like goldeny color. I'm gonna try that out because I think that would work really well. So I'm gonna like paint this all over her and see how well it looks. Ooh, look at the placement. Gorgeous. I love it. It's a little bit too much for rain. It would be really good for like your solid colored horsies. I'm painting it really opaque for you guys to see it. Maybe I should do it softer. I'm not doing a good job at showing you, but you get the idea. You get it. You get it? Okay, you get it. Okay, so the next stencil I'm going to show you, or I guess brush, is called the Walnut Hill Shine Brush. It's not a stencil, so it's definitely, you just paint it wherever you want. It's meant to highlight the, you know, high points of the body. So as you can see, she naturally has some highlighted areas, and I kind of picked this cream kind of color. I really lowered the opacity, and I'm going to basically just kind of paint it along where she has a little bit of the brightness on her coat already, and then it just gives her extra, look at that, it just gives her an extra highlight to her coat. By the way, I've only shown a couple stencils and brushes from this specific creator, but they have so many more that I just hadn't even seen when I first recorded this video. So I'm just inserting this to let you know that there are so many more that they have. So when you go to download any of these, check out their other ones because they're amazing. The next stencil that I've got to show you is called the Glittering Skies Shine. Once I get better at it, it's over. Maybe it looks good, but this is another stamp. It's beautiful. All right, this is the last stencil that I've got to show you. And as you can see it kind of flashing, it's called the Roning stencil. I don't know what the best one to show you with is. Maybe like an off-white. It looks like freckles. To me on a horse. It looks like freckles. But yeah, you see how it just gives like nice texture to the horse's fur. Moving on to stamps. I've got two different sets of stamps to show you. One is just kind of like some spot type of stamps. But yeah, they've made some really interesting shaped like little splatter marks for your horses. And there's two different ones, and they are called the Mix and Stamp 1 and 2. All right, last stamp and the last thing I'm going to be showing you today. So I'm going to grab just a black stamp so you can see, but they've got 12 different brands for your horses to brand them. And usually I believe branding, when they brand, they do it like right here on the shoulder. I'm going to brand her all the way down just so you can see all of them. But yeah, look at that. Look at all those brand stamps. All right, guys, that is all I've got to show you today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to become a rosebud. Join the rose garden. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.